Hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting, and I apologize for all of the setbacks here. This is Kimberly Hitsey.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, so sorry about that. Thank you, everybody, for waiting, and we apologize for the technical difficulties we've had here at Passageways. So hopefully you're still on and ready to go. This is Kimberly Hitsey, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at Passageways. Thank you for joining us in the 2016 Bestie webinar series. Today we're going to take a look at bells and whistles. This presentation was selected by peers as a finalist to present on stage this past May during our annual conference, Powwow. It was in the Best Innovation category. Before introducing our guest speaker, I would like to address a few housekeeping items. We encourage you to ask questions and follow the Let me start that over. We encourage you to ask questions, and following the presentation, we will open the floor to you as attendees. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to select the hand icon in your GoToMeeting panel. At the end of the presentation, we will unmute you and you can ask your questions. If you don't have a microphone and you would like to ask us questions, you can click on the question mark icon and you will be prompted to type your question. The presentation will also be recorded and available for you to review or share with your teammates after this call. Our guest speaker today is Derrick Gebhart from Belco Community Credit Union. Derrick has earned his associate's degree in Computer Information Systems and Web Development and Design. He was given the great opportunity to work for the credit union he has been a member of for over 20 years. In 2011, he took over the role as portal administrator and realized he had a passion to give life to the ideas through programming. In 2016, Derrick has been promoted to being a developer specialist, which will allow him to focus more on programming responsibilities with Passageways and Belco's core systems. At this time, I will turn the presentership over to Derrick to share his bestie.
All right, thank you for that. So I wanted to show you the bestie for bells and whistles, and we'll get to it. As was stated, my name is Derrick Gebhart. I've been a member of Belco since 1986 and the portal administrator since 2011. And that's my 6-year-old daughter's favorite stuffed animal that I take selfies with at work, which she just thinks is the best. So that's the answer to the picture. So Belco has a program called the Gold Star Award, which recognizes an outstanding action, achievement, or contribution above and beyond normal job duties. This is kind of like Belco's Employee of the Month Award, where associates nominate others who go above and beyond. But the question that came and was posed to me by an associate was, what about the everyday things, the things that are really great that associates do for each other, but maybe not Employee of the Month kind of great. So if anybody doesn't know who this is Bob Farrell, and he came up with the Give 'em a Pickle program. If you don't know this program, you can go on YouTube. He does have his video out there, and this is actually kind of what Belco had prior to the bells and whistles. If you don't know the story, how it goes is he's a restaurant owner, and a customer had sent him an angry letter after being told he would be charged 75 cents after typically being given an extra pickle for free. It's a great story. I recommend you looking it up when you have some time. However, the moral of the story is keep the customer happy and just give them the pickle. His story translates into do little things for people to make them happy, and those small actions are going above and beyond your normal job duties. When I started with Belco, like I had mentioned, we had had the pickle program. Anytime someone would do something small to go above and beyond to help someone out, but wasn't so extreme to get the Gold Star Employee of the Month award, you'd give them a pickle. And on the pickle, you would write their name, a description of what they did, like thank you for helping with that project you helped with. And the pickle would be given to your department's pickle ambassador and placed on the pickle jar in your department. I imagine it was a great program. However, when I got here, it wasn't being used by many people, and you really couldn't see the pickles that were given out unless you actually went kind of outside of that department and saw them. There was no way to really see this globally without actually walking physically to that location. So that kind of went by the wayside and kind of got removed altogether eventually. After a little while, a group of associates had an idea and came to me with it. We would like something a little like a Twitter feed where you can maybe select from a list of associates, enter in the good deed or nice thing that they did, have the feedback automatically be emailed to an associate, and then have it placed somewhere where we can search for all recognition an associate received. Just a little task, just something to do, on a weekend. And thus the Bells and Whistles was born. So what does the Bells and Whistles widget have? So this widget actually shows up on the home page, landing page of our passageways. What it has is it has a 6-second auto rotator, manual up and down navigation, an area to select the associate and enter comments with a limit of 250 characters, which kind of emphasizes that this isn't the Gold Star monthly award, but just an everyday thank you. And also, you will be able to preview your post before actually submitting it. Let's see what the actual post has. The recognized associate's name is displayed, the date it was submitted along with the associate who submitted it, the actual post text itself, and a hashtag of the recipient, which is automatically created, so no need to worry about spelling people's first and last names, which I know can sometimes be an issue. What the hashtag does, though, is when it's clicked on, it brings up that associate's landing page, which shows all of their bells and whistles, and they can even be filtered by date, which is a big help for managers during review season, so they can see all their bells and whistles during a certain period of time. We also have an overall search feature to search for all bells and whistles that were submitted by either select associate or all bells and whistles by an associate or for an associate, or also a date range, which has some selected options that are already generated for you, such as today, yesterday, this week, last week, this month, last month, or you'd also have the ability to enter in your own custom range. This idea came from one of the associates who was testing this, who said, hey, what if I was off for 2 weeks, or what if I was off for a month, or I didn't get to check it for a month. When I come back, I'd like to just kind of see everybody's bells and whistles that they got for the past month. So we were able to easily use a drop down to give them a selected time range if they didn't want a custom one. So then how successful has bells and whistles been? Now I haven't updated this since I did my presentation, but I can get the most recent numbers. But I do know that it's always going up, and I actually have an update on this, what happened after powwow, to tell you here in a bit. But we launched Bells and Whistles on January 4th, 2016. Belco employees, we have approximately 175 associates. As of April 7th, 2016, a total of 224 bells and whistles had been posted. And if we did a monthly breakdown, you can see that April is right around the time that I was getting this presentation ready, but each month they kept going up and up. So that's pretty much the presentation. However, I wanted to give you guys a little update on bells and whistles. One of the things that Belco did recently was we restructured our core values. And part of that restructuring, they did different Olympic events, and they did all kinds of hide and seek events and these kind of things. And what happened was they took all associates and broke us up into different groups per each core value. So a group of associates were trust, a group of associates were reliability. And what they wanted to do was they would give points based on how many times you used the core values. And one of the suggestions that was made by one of our junior leadership team members was, can we add core values to bells and whistles? So what we did was we created so-called fake users on passageways for each core value, and then that way people could actually submit a bells and whistles for someone through a core value. And the team that was in charge of overseeing the changes in our core values would run a list and see how many of the core values got these different posts, and then would give points accordingly. If we bring up bells and whistles as it is today, I know it's still going strong. And if we go over here to the side, you can see bells and whistles is prominently on our main page. Of course, the conference room computer I'm at, the monitor really isn't that great, so the aspect ratio is a little large. But you can see here that every 6 seconds it'll scroll through the actual bells and whistles. And you also have your navigation. And under your select users, here's where we have our different core values, of which you could then submit the value for. If we go to the landing page, we can actually search for bells and whistles like I had shown in the presentation. And here's where you can come down and see a list of all the bells and whistles that were given to our different core values: reliability, service, transparency, trust, and united. So if we go into service, we can kind of see all the bells and whistles that were just submitted for service alone to all of our associates throughout the course of our core value revamp. So with that, if anybody has any questions or wanted to have any comments, I'm open to them.
Thank you so much, Derrick. Anyone who has any questions, please feel free to raise your hand in the panel of your GoToMeeting, and I will unmute you to ask your question. All right, it looks like, I guess we do have one here. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to click on the questions panel here. Hold on one second, Nikki. And it doesn't seem to be cooperating with me here. Okay, Nikki, if you have a microphone and you can ask your question, please feel free.
Can you hear me? This is Nikki.
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm on my computer, so I wasn't sure if it was there.
Okay. I'm sorry, I think you cut out a little bit.
Was this all done through the, I think it's called the recognition module?
Actually, it is not. It's a custom piece that Derrick had developed.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of done some custom work behind the scenes. Derrick, this was kind of generated, the idea behind was as a result of the employee recognition, correct? Or that philosophy?
Yeah. Yeah, we had that. We had the pickle program, which you know, had kind of when I got here, really there was one associate that was really doing it pretty regularly, but other than that, not really many people either knew about it or it was, I don't know, maybe too confusing. Plus, again, you couldn't really see them anywhere other than physically going there, so it was kind of a you know, if you don't see it, you forget it. That saying. So, and then the person that was using it regularly actually retired. Out of sight, out of mind was what I was looking for. Sorry. But yeah, that's kind of how it was out of sight, out of mind. No one really paid attention to it, and a few associates had just come to me and said, "Hey, you know, we'd really like a place where we could do this on passageways. You know, what options do you have?" And actually, before even telling them the options, they said, "Well, this is actually what we would really like to see." You know, with the Twitter and being a post and having the email to people and having it where managers could go to use these for reviews and such. And I was like, okay, well, give me a few minutes. And formulated a plan, gave them some mock-ups, showed them what, you know, what I was thinking from their ideas. And yeah, so that's how this came about. Was we just didn't have a way to show our thanks for everyday little tasks. Now we do.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. We have another question from Jacob. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you here, Jacob. And you're ready.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you for the presentation, Derrick. I really appreciate it. My question piggybacks on the previous question, which was, it's actually kind of moot now. I was just wondering if you had used custom code for the portal implementation of the Bells and Whistles program, and it sounds like you did a little bit of that.
Yeah, everything here was created from scratch. We didn't have the recognition, employee recognition module or application installed in our portal. So really, I kind of went off what they gave me, their ideas and thoughts, and just kind of ran with it from the ground up.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's impressive. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like we have one other question here from Alberto. It's making you log in with your audio pin, Alberto. If you have that handy, not allowing me to open a question pane, however. Okay, here we go. You are unmuted now.
How long did it take to build this?
From start to finish, I would say maybe a month. It was a matter of the coding. I've done quite a bit of coding now for custom modules or applications for passageways for our portal. So I had some of the ideas and already kind of in my mind what to do. It was just a matter of really developing it, showing it to the team, saying, hey, you know, what do you think? On the team was actually our CEO as well, So getting her input, getting the team's input, and then kind of just go on from there. But I'd say overall, from start to finish, it couldn't have been more than a month. And then we actually held off until the end of the year, or the beginning of this past year. We wanted to wait till the beginning of the year to show it off. And then from there, they actually did a little launch thing where they sent whistles out to the branches, our remote locations, to kind of really promote the bells and whistles, to give someone something physical to kind of see. What they wanted to do was, like, if you ever went to the restaurants and saw like the bells when you get good service, they wanted to do that at the branches, but I don't think many of the branch staff were really thrilled about that kind of idea, especially if it was at the height of where the kids could get it. But yeah, from start to finish, probably a month and a half maybe, and then we just waited till we thought it was the right time, which was the start of the new year, to present it.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions from attendees? All right, well, again, Derrick, thank you so much for showing us your bestie presentation. And I want to be sure to let everyone know, or remind you all, that Powwow 2017 is coming up May 16th through 19th, and it is going to be again in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have had it at the Alexander, which is a great venue. We've had it a couple years actually at the Alexander Hotel, and it has just been great. I think, Derrick, you probably remember it. So it's going to be there again. So get out there to register for Powwow, and we hope to see everyone there. We hope to see you there, of course, Derrick. So thanks again for everything and for your presentation.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.
Thanks, you guys too. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.